Welcome to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. Brought to you by Contractors Connect, this show dives into real-world issues facing today's builders on and off the job site.
Whether you're swinging a hammer, running a crew, or scaling a business, we've got the insights, stories, and expert tips to help you level up in the building industry.
I'm Sarah White.
And I'm Erin Bacher. And together, we'll be talking shop with industry leaders, tradespeople, and innovators who are shaping the future of construction.
Let's get to work. This is Trade Talk. Welcome back to Trade Talk, the podcast where construction pros connect, share, and grow. I'm your host, Sarah White.
And I'm Lindsay Lord, and today we're joined by Michelle Nicholson and Jonathan Brown of Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering.
Yes, so Wheelhouse is helping builders and homeowners visualize their projects like never before. And Jonathan is actually going to show us while he's here his live design process and how that really speeds up the whole design to build process for builders and homeowners.
Yeah. Plus, we're going to talk with Michelle about her vision and dream for creating VIP partnerships here along the Emerald Coast with builders. So let's jump in.
All right. If you're in the construction industry and your marketing feels more like a punch list than a plan, it might be time to call in the pros. At Bespoke Consulting, we help contractors and construction businesses get noticed with branding that builds trust, websites that convert, and marketing strategies that actually move the needle. Want to grow your business without wasting time or money? Start with Bespoke. Learn more at bespokeconsulting.com. All right, Michelle and Jonathan, thank you guys so much for being here today. We're excited to have you in the studio and learn more about what it is that you do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Michelle, let's start with you. Can you tell me a little bit about Wheelhouse, how you got started, and kind of, what gaps you guys fill in this industry?
So Wheelhouse actually has been around since about 3 years. It is a spinoff of his longtime company, Sublime Design. It was about 15 years old. It started off as just a drafting company, and we've seen this gap where I would have like repeat clients that would call and say, hey, you did our plans a year ago. We need help. Can you just ride by our job site, see what's going on? Can you help us? A lot of our clients live far off. And so the concept of, I think, design build advocacy was born to take the process a step further. And then also looking at our internal networks, how can we create a one-stop shop? Mm-hmm. How can this client living far off call one office and get design, engineering, help with financing, help finding a builder? And then on the other side, our heart has always been towards serving builders. And I think by really taking exceptional care of the homeowner, we're serving the builder and providing an a la carte service for builders. If you need lead referrals, if you need really quick plans, good plans, if you need help with anything permitting start to finish, we like to serve the builder and in return take good care of the homeowner.
Yes, that's awesome.
Love that.
So, Jonathan, what drew you into this work of kind of blending engineering, consulting, and design?
Well, I started off at school, got out of school, started working for a surveyor doing house plans and having to started working with engineers. Ended up leaving there and going and working for some engineers for many years. After that, I worked for some architects, and after that, I started my own business of drafting, and it's kind of have to work directly with architects and engineers all the time, and so I've just kind of blended it all together naturally. So
Awesome.
That's great.
And so one of the things that really sets Wheelhouse apart, as we've learned about you guys, is this concept of live design that you do. So can you explain kind of what that means?
Well, generally I don't draw it right in front of the client. Usually I'll come up with, we'll come sit down and have a design meeting and lay it out kind of as to what they want. I'll come up with a plan, and then we will sit down live and manipulate the plan, move walls, doors, windows, things like that, make it exactly what it is that they want. And what it does is it cuts out a lot of the back and forth of emailing and taking months to get a set of plans out when we can literally sit down in an hour and finish the whole thing. So
Yeah.
Right. So for the builder and the homeowner, this really condenses the process down.
It does. By months, it does. It allows the builder, you really can't get started. That builder-client relationship can't start until you have numbers. Everything is speculative.
Right.
A lot of times most builders, because they want to build, they would prefer a client come with biddable plans and with financing things lined up. So we like to partner with the VIP building partners that we can, even when they get a lead, we serve as an extension of them. We can take that client, help them find everything that they might need, and then in turn give them floor plans and elevations they can begin to bid in a process of a span of like 2 weeks instead of 6 months.
Right. So that's really cool. And you've got your computer here today. And so we're going to try it out. So we selected a plan ahead of time.
Yep.
And we're going to take a look at that.
And then make a few revisions and see how this process works.
It is a 1-story plan with a bonus room, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, with a garage.
All right, Michelle, while he's getting it set up, let's just kind of talk about how the process would work with the client. So if you're having a meeting with a client, how would this work?
So there's 2 scenarios. One type of client will have already found a plan somewhere that they like, or they have some ideas in mind. So they come and either I has that first schematic design meeting where we really identify everything that they want through a questionnaire. We also do a really in-depth feasibility of the lot. It's nice to know the house you want, but you also want to know, when I'm looking out the kitchen window, what am I going to see? So we get all of that laid out, and then we come to the live design meeting, and the homeowner is sitting either where you're sitting or they're sitting on Zoom, and they've got the footprint or kind of a box of a plan, and together we just fill in the blanks. So, we identify first and foremost legally what has to be done. We know we have to have this and this for setbacks, or we have to have certain things where, and then he'll make suggestions, and lots of times they'll know, and we follow the questionnaire, looking at the rooms that are important to them. A lot of our clients are doing investment properties. That's a thing that we excel in helping a client set up from start to finish an Airbnb property, for example. So we design in mind of heads and beds and little knacks that this is what you're going to need for this property to excel. And we give them ideas, and they're able to see that unfold. And then, like, a lot of times people will come back and say, well, I love that, but what if we mirrored that room, or if we made that bathroom bigger, or added, a whole room and whatnot. And it just kind of comes together like that.
I think one other thing that we should share with the audience is this huge catalog that you already have of ready-to-go floor plans that people could take a look at, get inspiration from.
Yes.
Ultimately build as is, or take those and make some tweaks. And I think that's great because as somebody who's married to a home builder, that is one thing that is going to be super beneficial to our clients. Like you said, the ones that come in the door know they want to build a house, have a few ideas in their head, but really haven't sat down to get that process started. Your website is a great starting place for that. So I think that's awesome.
He's probably done close to 2,000 plans, but we do have roughly around 500 that are specifically his that we refer to. And that's always a step too, is to try to match what you're looking for. If he's drawn that, then we start with a couple of examples and ideas. I will say a lot of times folks will show up with a plan that they found somewhere and feel like, well, I guess this works, because they think they have to show up with something.
Right.
And I'm like, wait, do you have warm and fuzzies? Like, are you in love with this? Are you going to really live here for years? And so by the time they get done with a session with him, what they create looks nothing with what they found. And they're like, this is it. And we'll keep going, session 1, 2, 3, if we have to, until it really, the client is in love with it. And the building side of it makes sense with the value engineering. And that's the good thing about being an engineering and design shop, is that we can design, but also know on the engineering side of what materials, what components to use, to where it's economical but still sustainable.
Right. Yeah. So
that's great.
what's going on here, Jonathan?
So I'm just working my way. I started at really any random spot on the plan, and I'm working from there to. I didn't have any sizes listed out here, so I'm guesstimating sizes. But I'm starting with the bathrooms. Really, in a plan like this, the kitchen, the bathroom is going to be the main core of it, and the rest I kind of build around it.
Yeah.
And so somebody might come to you, like we're saying we're coming to you with this plan, you're going to draw it up, and we're going to look at it and say, could we change this or change that? And that's the kind of thing you could do in the session.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But also somebody could come to you and say, I just want a 4-bedroom house with an open floor plan, or now closed floor plans are the thing. And I want to have my kitchen overlooking the pond in the backyard or something
Right.
like that. And you guys can have all the information you need to.
And create custom. You could show up literally with nothing. All I know is that I need to keep this at 2,000 square feet, and we want 3 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And, you know, we can create and pull out of them. So we know the questions to ask of what really is going to make this home perfect for you.
I love that. Well, while he is continuing on this floor plan, one of the things that you've shared with us, Michelle, is your vision to really partner with builders. And we've kind of touched on that a little bit. You know, not just handing over drawings, but just all of the other service value adds
Being
that
the one-stop
you
shop.
have. Yeah. Tell us a little bit, you know, I guess some of the things that at the end of the day is going to make the builder's job easier and add value on the back end to their clients.
I like to look at with the building partners we've had, and I will say we've done great with this in the Forgotten Coast. Ironically, 3 of the 5 builders that we've worked with for a long time are either retiring or shifting their business model. And we're from, you know, this area. I was born and raised in Panama City Beach, and said let's get back to more where we live, and looking to move, you know, in this area, and have had good reception so far. But that being said, we try to duplicate the builders' efforts. Builders like to focus on building, but there's so much more that comes with that. The hand-holding with the family to pick out cabinets and flooring in that process, permitting, inspections. We can do everything. We've worked with some builders that they're like, here's my license. I'm going to show up for inspections and to sign checks. Put your full crew on it. We need extra subs. We need a project manager. Let's do this. And we can do that. We can do owner builds for a client. And then we have some builders that are like, you know, we just want you to refer us a couple jobs or help us close some leads that we have that show up not ready.
Right.
So we can do everything, but I think the end goal is to allow the builder to duplicate themselves so that they can build and also get the back end things done, whether that's filing an NOC or
Right.
picking up lumber or, you know, in anything like that we're prepared to do. But getting the job ready. I do know that sometimes builders, you know, they'll get a call about something, but if the client's not ready, where do they go with that? And so you just give that homeowner a number to this realtor or that architect and hope you hear back. If that builder gives us that lead and we're in an agreement that 9 times out of 10, we're going to bring this builder back to you with biddable plans ready to sign. And that's your client, that we're not going to help them find another builder. And we also like to serve as an extension of the builder. So if that builder has a client to meet with, you know, we're their in-house design team. We can show up with them to help bid a job. So it's a collaborative effort.
You can provide the plans that you already have to builders, but builders can also work with you to come up with plans that that you know they want to have in their repertoire.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
2 hours is about what it takes to get a good floor plan and elevation together
Wow.
from scratch that they can bid on.
Yeah.
So our house is coming along over here. What do we have so far?
We got 1 bedroom and a master bath built and a guest bath.
Okay.
And we are working on down the plan.
So, Michelle, tell me about some of the projects that you guys have done on the Forgotten Coast. I know you guys did a lot of work there after Hurricane Michael,
We did
especially.
a ton. We have done everything from, of course, small remodels and additions all the way to subdivisions. Worked on a couple of hotels. There was a bank there on Reed Avenue that they're turning into a hotel. That was
98.
a nice project. We just completed a 4-story apartment complex set of plans on Reed Avenue downtown. But I think our forte is a lot of what is built over here too, just really nice big beach houses. We've done 11 bedroom, 15,000 square feet.
Wow.
Some really nice, waterfront stuff. I will say that Jonathan is an FDEP expert. That process in itself can just be really intimidating.
Yeah, that's super valuable around here because almost every lot, especially in Walton County, you find you have to, deal with that. So
Yes.
that's great.
And so the builder and the client themselves, you're just dealing with that one point of contact for your DEP plans, permits. He's done a lot of those. Really everything that goes along with all of it, if it's an HCP plan or a dune walkover, filing a variance, a lot of feasibility studies, those little specialty reports. And we do get those one-off needs. Some people just need like that one engineering report, or we've got all of this from someone else, but we can't get the site plan, or they're
Right.
taking forever. This foundation plan is messed up. We get a lot of like, oh, the county denied this on our architect that took 6 months on the plans. He's not calling us back. What can you do? And I've seen him turn around and in 2 hours deliver, what's held this job up for someone else for months.
Yeah, that's
So-
awesome.
And so that's something important, I think, to note is you mentioned wanting to have, some select VIP builders that you work with on a regular basis. But what you offer, that package can change depending on
Their need.
Their needs.
Yep.
So you can do it all, or you can do a portion of it, depending on what will be most helpful to them.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's there's no one size fits all, and it a lot of times depends on the homeowner, their budget, their needs, their personality. Builders will get a client that this is a great job, but this homeowner might take a lot of time or have a high level of needs. So, okay, Mr. Builder, you don't even have to do anything but build. We will be the communication and serve that gap. So,
Yeah. So you've already obviously seen a lot of success with the builder partners that you had in the Forgotten Coast. What kind of excites you about moving into other areas in the Emerald Coast, like Walton County and Okaloosa, and finding new partnerships there?
really excited. This market is beautiful, but it has the mix. So Forgotten Coast is pretty much primarily the investment properties, the Airbnbs, and that's great, but there's something very special about working with an actual owner that's going to live there, and it takes on a different level of significance to us. And so there's that unique mix of you do got your investment homes and your vacation homes, but you also have a lot of really good folks that want to live here and work and build. And so working with actual owners and a diverse set of projects is nice.
Yeah, awesome.
So is there an ideal kind of builder that you're looking to partner with?
I think having like-minded goals and that same spirit of where we just really care a lot about the clients it's almost like a ministry. For me, I look at it, especially on investment properties, I know if we do our job and give it all, we can change their life. We can make somebody very wealthy, but if we mess up, we can bankrupt them and ruin them. And I take that very seriously. And I like working with builders that have that same, yes, it's a job. Yes, we want to make money, but we care about the core of the project. It's not just numbers in a face. It's a long-term relationship. So just builders with the same spirit, I think, and beliefs and moral compass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hungry, there's a lot of work out there. I think that it's not quite as abundant as after the hurricane and just different things changed in the economy. But this area in itself, a lot of people are moving here. And there is a lot of growth. And I do truly believe, I know, that it's more economical for a homeowner to build than to buy an existing house. There's just more equity. People are scared of that process. They're scared of getting a bad builder. They're scared of an architect that's going to take a year. If we can convey the message out there of our service, our heart, what we can do, and partner that up with the right builder, it's good for everybody all around.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And for builders listening right now, what would be kind of the first steps to being able to form a partnership with you?
Let's meet. Let's I always say, like, we'll put some skin in the game. Give us a project. This is how I think just about every builder partnership we've had started with, I know you're already working with somebody, you're probably loyal, but this is how much I can save you. This is how much faster you can get to permits. This is how many more jobs a year you'll save. Give us that one project. We'll do it at half, very cheap, whatever, negotiate something to where it's not a big risk for you. Let us show you what we can do and grow from there. So just give us a call.
Let's take a look at our plan. How's it coming along?
Going good. I'm getting into the kitchen now.
Okay. So let's say we're at this point so far and I'm looking at the plan and I'm thinking maybe I want to move a door or something. How would you go about that?
Pick one out. I mean, right now the doors are kind of like this one here. I'm planning to center it, but
Or say I want to make it a pocket door.
we can do that just as easily. Now, we would just take that and change it to a pocket door. But we gotta make sure that we have enough room to open it up all the way. So it pops out the wall there, so we can't have that.
So that's not feasible.
So we would have to slot it up a little bit as long as we still had enough room to get a shelf there, which we do. We could pull it off.
Okay.
What about French doors in that master bedroom? Is the master created yet? That's always a fun addition.
Make them a little bit wider and then make them double doors.
Okay.
Oh, I love that.
It's those little, and not even really costly changes, but those little tweaks that can just change the whole face of a house. Mm-hmm. And a homeowner doesn't really know, so we're not just going to just draw on command what they want, but also show them what they want.
Right.
Yeah, and educate them kind of on what makes sense and what would
And
work
what's
and why
financially
would it work.
Yeah.
a good decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can kind of gauge. That happens a lot too. People get in here and they'll want to draw 4,000 square foot, but we've already established in their first meeting with me, well, your budget was this, so we'll keep drawing, but let me show you when you added that, and that, you added 12 grand here, 4, and then 7 here. So when you're under one roof and we know the construction cost size, the engineering and design, we eliminate folks from falling in love with this.
It was like the
this
heartache
plan,
of-
and then whoops, this is over budget.
And then the builder having to tell them no.
And then the builder becoming the bad guy because they can't do it.
Right.
We cut that off before it ever even gets to the.
You crush their dreams before it even gets to the lot.
You crush them before they are dreams. That's the point.
Keep it in reality.
Yeah, exactly.
Or often identifying that, you know what, you really do have a little bit more money than everyone says they want to spend lower, but just is it worth it to you to have that because this is what it's truthfully going to cost.
Well, and I think that's huge because, like you said, a lot of times the clients don't necessarily know, and you having the knowledge and being able to just sit down and have that conversation, just as the process is unfolding. And you delivering the news instead of the builder, getting this set of plans and being like, oh my gosh, like these people that's not what they told me their budget was.
Exactly. And then they might want to take it to another builder and then bidding it around. And we cut out the bidding wars. Yeah. Like a lot of times homeowners will start off with like, we probably want to get 2 or 3 builds, but my job through the course of our design building relationship is to plant those seeds of why who this builder is, how we're going to all work together. And usually 9 times out of 10, when we get to the end, we're not getting a bunch of bids. It's just this seamless process from us to the builder.
Right. Well, this has been very interesting to watch. And I know, Jonathan, you really are interested in teaching as well and teaching other drafters how they can do this process.
Absolutely.
And so hopefully we'll be seeing you on YouTube soon.
That's
the plan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Want to grow your network and your business? Join Contractors Connect, the go-to networking group for professionals in the building industry. For just $400 a year, members get 4 complimentary meetup tickets per year, a featured spot in our online directory, visibility at every Contractors Connect event, and more. Whether you're a contractor, vendor, or service pro, there's a place for you here. Join today at contractors-connect.com/memberships, and let's build something great together.
Okay, we got the floor plan all finished up here.
All right, nice. So walk us through what we have.
So basically, I don't have any labeling, dimensions, or anything here, but I just have the basic layout. We have a 2-car garage. Imagine driveway's will be over here. It'll be a walkway around. We'll have a porch here. This will be a covered porch. Walk in, we have a foyer with a walk-in closet to the left. And come in, we have a living room in this area that opens out to a back patio that'll be covered. We have our kitchen, so it's all one open room. With our dining area over here. We have one hallway down here that leads us out to the mud room and out to the garage or off to our first bedroom.
Okay.
Forgot the doors in the closet, so we'll add those in there.
And so we need to add some windows so we can talk about where we want those to go.
Got to add some windows.
I
So,
love to see a big window in the living room.
Okay.
yes.
Some natural light.
And so how long would this process normally take?
So through most other people, this process would take a few months.
About 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
6, yeah.
And you're saying in one meeting, people can leave with plans that, if they're happy with, are good to go.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But they may go home and decide they want to make a tweak, but that's easy to do.
And we can either get on Zoom and change it there and on a Zoom meeting, or we can do it in person, either way.
Which is great if somebody is purchasing a second home and they don't live
Right.
here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. And then you also said, we've talked about your ability to then take these plans and spit out a 2D rendering for people to really bring the vision to life.
Yes.
'Cause I know a lot of people have trouble, visualizing, like, this is great. And some people would be able to look at this and say, they understand everything that's going on. But I
And
think
there's our house.
I think this is really cool for people to be able to get a real visual.
Yeah,
So this
that's
is-
really neat. So it looks like we maybe need a few more windows, but
Yeah.
but that was really neat. So thank you guys for showing us this process.
No,
and
thank you.
We're excited for you guys to be moving over here to the Walton County area.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. We're excited to.
Yeah, and just a reminder for builders that want to learn more, take a look at their website, which is wheelhousedba.com.
It is.
Right. And yeah, thank you guys so much. This was so great to see, and I know this will really kind of change the game in our area for builders and homeowners alike.
Yes.
It has the potential to, so we're hopeful and excited.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This episode of Trade Talk is sponsored by Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, helping builders and homeowners bring their dream projects to life through live design, feasibility studies, and full-service support that keeps construction moving smoothly. From project planning to client communication, Wheelhouse is the partner that lets builders focus on what they do best, building. Want your company featured on Trade Talk? Contact us at info@bespokeconsulting.com to learn more about episode sponsorship opportunities. Well, that was really neat seeing Jonathan bring that whole design to life, and we only had like 25 minutes with us, and he brought that whole set of plans together. And so I could imagine for a homeowner to sit down and see what you've been dreaming of come together would really be impressive.
Yeah, it definitely just shows you how technology and creativity combined can really make the building process smoother for everybody.
Absolutely. So we're excited. Wheelhouse is going to be a big sponsor of Contractors Connect, and so we're excited to help introduce them to the Emerald Coast market. And I know that there's a lot of builders around here who could definitely benefit from their services.
Yeah, definitely. So if you want to learn more, check them out on their website, wheelhousedba.com.
All right, thanks for tuning into Trade Talk. We'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for tuning into Trade Talk, powered by Contractors Connect, where construction pros connect, share, and grow.
If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to like and subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your crew.
Until next time,
Stay sharp,
stay safe,
and keep building.